I absolutely love puzzles and I love games, and when I was in Budapest, went along to one of these escape rooms, which is where they seem to have started. I was kind of expecting a Sudoku on a table or something, and we got in and I was just absolutely thrilled. Like, the whole thing was so exciting. Walked out of there and just thought, I want to make one of these. My name's Owen Spear and I own Escape Room Melbourne, and I designed the first escape room in Melbourne. And I happened to have a room down the back of my mum's house, and I thought, why not build an escape room there? People were saying, why are you opening it down the back of your mum's house in a random suburb of Melbourne? But it worked well. People, inner city hipsters loved the fact it was just in a random suburb down the back of my mum's house. It was super exciting. It was like a big move to just randomly decide to build that. And it's very low tech, and I'm a big believer in tech not being the be all and end all in an escape room. I really like Burlesque in Oakley. That was intense to build. It seems to be immersive for people. It has an actor who comes in as the murderer, and the team has to hide while the murderer is in the room, and it looks great, and that's not necessarily my doing. I designed most of my rooms with my ex, Ali Cheatham, and then more recently I've designed with other people, so it's always a team effort. There's a general consensus amongst escape room designers that it goes puzzle funness comes first, then theme comes second, then story comes third. And I think that's true. And so I think mostly I want a cool feel and a good idea, like some idea that makes you go, hey, that's kind of cool. Like the room where you wake up in a room with no idea who you are, how you came to be there. I mean, that's enough of a hook, right? You're like, oh, cool, I wonder what's in that room. Or going into someone's mind, something like that. When I first started building rooms, I was like, it can't be that hard. Our puzzles work fine, but I'm sure others do. But as I did more pretty bad escape rooms, I was like, oh, there's a lot that can go wrong in designing puzzles, because you have to make them, it's so hard, you have to make them hard enough for the smart teams, not too hard for the less experienced teams. I prefer ones where you're all working together as a team, building on an idea, and that it's very satisfying. And usually complexity has to go. So usually I'll make a room hard, and then as I do testing, I make it more and more easy. I've never had to make a puzzle harder. What you think is obvious is not to other people. And so generally all the puzzles that you would have done would have started being a lot more complex as people just try things you never thought they'd try. Like, like this team lifting the bed. There is a giant sign on there now saying do not lift. Not just because of that, also because of every other team who's tried that, which is a great solution. And I love seeing people solve puzzles completely not in the way that I intended. I think it's amazing. When I design rooms, and generally how our rooms are run, I personally really, really, really want collaboration. I want people to feel good about themselves and each other at the end. We want most people to get through it, even if they need hints. That's a thing that is about our company. Other companies will boast about having a 1% success rate or a 10% success rate. I just think that means your puzzles are too hard. If people walk out feeling great and they've succeeded at the room, they're going to feel closer. People fight enough anyway, the way we run. I've had couples separate while in the room. So they'll be in the room, they'll have an argument, and one of them will leave, leaving one person in the room to do it on their own. It gets intense even when we're trying to make it collaborative. To get into escape rooms, I would start by doing some, seeing what you think works and what doesn't work. start designing some puzzles and test them on a lot of people. The first puzzle I ever made, I thought was wonderful, so good. I built it myself. No one liked it at all. And I've tried to insert that puzzle into literally 3 rooms now. Always gets kicked out. I suppose make puzzles that are intuitive. So you don't have to do these weird logic leaps that don't really make sense. I want people to like try to do the puzzle, and when they know they've got the right answer, they know that they've got the right answer. I probably have about 15 ideas for a new escape room. I thought of a cooking one, you know, where you bake a cake as you're going. Like, I'm like, that could be cool. You walk away with a cake. I'm not going to do it. It's ridiculous. But so yeah, just trying to think of some new angle that I get excited about. So it's interesting for me and not just the same old, you know, insert 10 puzzles in a room.